Dear students, welcome to FISAT and Mathematics Entrance Coaching. So the topic we are going to discuss today and the questions associated with Common Engineering Entrance Examination is for sequence and series. Sequences and series. So let me introduce myself. I am myself Dr. Anish Matthew K. I am Assistant Professor Senior Grade, Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, FISAT. So before we start into this sequence and series, you have probably known about this basics of sequences and series. We'll just brush it up some of the basic concepts in sequence and series, particularly arithmetic progression and geometric progression. So the properties of arithmetic progression: if a sequence is an arithmetic progression, then its nth term is a linear expression in n. That is, its nth term is given by a n plus b, where a and b are constants and a is a common difference. Okay, so for our ease of understanding, we'll represent this small b, capital B, as a, the first term, and a is the common, d is the common difference. Anyway, as we go on, I'll make myself clear. So the nth term of an arithmetic progression, if a is the first term and d is the common difference, and n is the last term of the an is the last term of the arithmetic progression, the nth term is given by L equal to, so here we will represent the last term as L equal to an equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. The nth term of an arithmetic progression from the last term is a dash n equal to L minus n minus 1 into d. The sum of the nth term and nth term from the last term is equal to a plus 1. So which is actually the sum of first term plus last term. The common difference of an arithmetic progression is d, which is the difference between the nth term and n minus 1th term. If a constant is added or subtracted from each term of an arithmetic progression, then the resulting sequence is an arithmetic progression with same common difference. If each term of an arithmetic progression is multiplied or divided by a non-zero constant k, then the resulting sequence is also an arithmetic progression with common difference kd or d by k, where d is equal to the common difference. If an plus 1 and an plus 2 are three consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression, then 2 times an plus 1 is equal to an plus 2. Any three terms of an arithmetic progression can be taken as a minus d, a, and a plus d. Any three terms of an arithmetic progression can be taken as a minus d, a, and a plus d. Any four terms of an arithmetic progression can be taken as a minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d, and a plus 3d. Similarly, any five terms of an arithmetic progression can be taken as a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 2d. The sum of n terms of an arithmetic progression is given by Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, which is equal to n by 2 into a plus 1, a plus L. Okay, so what is this? a plus L means L is the last term, nth term. So the sum of n terms of arithmetic progression is given by Sn equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. A sequence is an arithmetic progression if the sum of n terms forms the an square plus bn, where a and b are constants. The common difference in such a case will be 2a. The nth term is related to the sum of n terms and n minus 1 terms as Tn equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. Next is we look into properties of geometric progression. The nth term of a geometric progression, if a is the first term and r is the common ratio. So the nth term of geometric progression from beginning is an equal to ar raised to n minus 1. The nth term of a geometric progression from the end is a dash n equal to 1 by r raised to n minus 1, where L by r raised to n minus 1, where L is the last term. If a is the first term and r is the common ratio of a geometric progression, then the geometric progression can be written as ar square, etc., ar raised to n minus 1, etc. The nth term from the end of a finite geometric progression consisting of m terms is ar raised to m minus n, where a is the first term and r is a common ratio of the geometric progression. A n into a dash n is equal to a into L, where L, that is the nth term from the beginning, the product of nth term from the beginning and the product of nth term from the end is equal to constant. If all the terms of geometric progression be multiplied or divided by same non-zero constant, then the resulting sequence is a geometric progression with the common ratio r. The reciprocal terms of a given geometric progression form a geometric progression. If each term of a geometric progression be raised to the same power, then the resulting sequence also forms a geometric progression. If the terms of a geometric progression are chosen at regular intervals, then the resulting sequence is also a geometric progression. If a1, a2, a3, etc. an are non-zero, non-negative term of a geometric progression, then the geometric progression is the geometric mean is given by 1 by nth root of the product of a1, a2, a3, etc. an. Which implies logarithm of a1 into logarithm of a2, logarithm of a3, etc. logarithm of an are in arithmetic progression and vice versa. If a, b and c are three consecutive terms of a geometric progression, then b square is equal to a into c. The three terms of a geometric progression can be taken as a by r, a and ar. The four terms of a geometric progression can be taken as a by r cube, a by r, ar and ar cube. Similarly, the five terms of a geometric progression can be taken as ar square, ar, a by r, a into r and a into r square. Okay, dear students. So next we will look into some of the common engineering entrance previous year questions which was asked in Kerala engineering entrance examination, and we will solve them. So the first question is right in front of you. The numbers a1, a2, a3, etc. form an arithmetic sequence with a1 not equal to a2. The three numbers a1, a2 and a6 form a geometric sequence in that order. Then the common difference of the arithmetic sequence is, so you have the slides. You have the options, that is A1, then option B 2A1, C 3A1, D 4A1, E 5A1. So the answer is option C, that is 3A1. Okay. Now, how you got this 3A1? So the question was, the numbers A1, A2, A3 form an arithmetic sequence with A1 not equal to A2. The three numbers A1, A2 and A6 form a geometric sequence. So you have two conditions. One, A1, A2, A3 are they form an arithmetic sequence. Then the three numbers A1, A2 and A6, among them A1, A2, A6 form a geometric sequence in that order. Then you have to find the common difference of this arithmetic sequence. Okay. So the answer is C, that is 3A1. So how you got this? So given A1, A2, A3. So you have the conditions A1, A2, A3, An, they are in arithmetic progression, and A1, A2, A6 are in geometric progression. So since A1, A2, A3 are An are in arithmetic progression, let D be the common difference. What is D? A2 minus A1, which is equal to A3 minus A2, like equal to A4 minus A3, like that, so on. An minus 1. Okay. So since D is the common difference of the arithmetic progression, so A1, A2, A6 form the geometric sequence. So let A2 equal to A1 plus D. So D is a common difference, and A6 equal to A1 plus 5D. It is not A2 plus 5D, it is A1 plus 5D. Okay, A1 plus 5D. So why we are representing it here like this? So we know that A1, A2, A6 are in geometric progression. So therefore, so A1, A2, A6 form the geometric sequence. So what geometric progression? So what you have? A2 square equal to A1 into A6. So A2 will be the, if A1, A2, A6 form the geometric sequence, so A2 will be the arithmetic sequence between A1 and A6. So A2 square equal to A1 into A6. So what is substitution for A2? A1 plus D, and A6 equal to A1 plus 5D. A1 plus 5D. So from where we get An equal to A1 plus n minus 1 into D. So n is equal to 6. So A1 plus 5D. Okay, it's not A2. A1 plus 5D. So A2 square, for substitution for A2 square equal to A1 plus D, and A6 equal to A1 plus 5D. So A1 plus D whole square equal to A1 into A1 plus 5D. So you open the brackets, A1 square, A1 plus D whole square equal to A1 square plus 2A1D plus D square, which is equal to A1 square plus 5A1D. Okay. So this is again equal to, so you have A1, two terms, A1 square and A1 square, they get cancelled. they get cancelled, and finally you have 2a1 into d. So again you can take d as a common term. So first a1 square and a1 square will get cancelled. You can take d outside, d will be the common term here, and the d gets cancelled. So you have 2a1, so you can divide both the sides by d in that manner. So 2a1 plus d equal to 5a1. And what is d? It is a common difference, equal to 5a1 minus 2a1 equal to 3a1. Okay, so that is how you got 3a1. That is option C. Fine. So we'll go to the next problem. The next problem, in an arithmetic sequence, the sum of first and third terms is 6, and the sum of second and fourth term is 20. Then the 11th term is. In an arithmetic sequence, the second question, in an arithmetic sequence, the sum of first and third term is 6, and the sum of second and fourth term is 20. Then the 11th term is. You have 5 options, that is A 67, B 62, C 57, D 73, and E 66. Okay, so the answer is option E, that is 66. So how do you get this 66? Now we know that according to the question, the sum of first and the third term is 6. The sum of first and the third term is 6. So that is, let a1, a2, a3, etc. an be in arithmetic progression. So according to the question, a1 plus a3. So first term and sum of first term and third term is 6. a1 plus a3 equal to 6. And a2 plus a4 equal to 20. Second and fourth term is 20. So that we have to find the 11th term. So now we have got the terms. The sum of first and third term is 6, and a2 and second and fourth term is 20. Now what was a3? That is a1 plus 2d. A2 equal to a1 plus d. a4 equal to a1 plus 3d. Okay, so you have all those terms. So first we'll substitute a1 plus a1 plus 2d equal to 6. So from that you can get an expression, that is from equation 1, a1 plus a1 plus 2d equal to 6. So 2a1 plus 2d equal to 6, which gives a1 plus d. So you take 2 outside, a1 plus d equal to 3. So you can name this as equation 3. Now you can subtract, you can have different approaches. You can again substitute here a2 equal to a1 plus d, or a4 equal to a1 plus 3d, and you'll get an equation here, a relation between a1 with a1 and d. Then you can subtract that with this equation. Otherwise you subtract this a1 equation 1, that is this equation, with this equation, equation 2. So you have a2 minus a1 plus a4. So subtracting equation 1 from equation 2, that is a2 minus a1 plus a4 minus a3, sorry, a2 minus a1 plus a4 minus a3 equal to 20 minus 6. So what is 20 minus 6? 14. So a2 minus a1. Okay, so what is a2 minus a1? So a1 plus 2d, a1 plus d minus a1. So you have d. a4 minus a3, it is a1 plus 3d minus a minus 2d. So it will be d. Otherwise, when you subtract this itself, what was a2 minus a1 and a4 minus a3? This is, since these are in arithmetic progression, so a2 minus a1 is the d, that is a2 minus a1 equal to d, that is the common difference. Okay, a2 minus a1 equal to d, that is the common difference. a4 minus a3 equal to d, what is it? it is again the common difference, because A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. An are in arithmetic progression. So 20 minus 6, so d plus d equal to 14, to 2d equal to 14, d equal to 7. Okay, now again we have got a relation between A1 plus d equal to 3. So since d equal to 7, so what is A1? A1 equal to 3 minus d, that is 3 minus 7 equal to minus 4. So what is the 11th term? The 11th term in this arithmetic progression is A1 plus 10d. A11 equal to A1 plus 10d. So d equal to 7 and A1 equal to minus 4. So minus 4 plus 7, 10 into 7, that is equal to 70. So minus 4 plus 70 equal to 66. And that is why you get this expression, that is 66. So you have to keep in mind, first thing, I substitute for A3 equal to A1 plus 2d. So A2 minus A1 plus A4 minus A3. So when you subtracted this 1 from equation 1 from 2, so A2 minus A1 plus A4 minus A3 equal to 20 minus 6. So d plus d, that is A2 minus A4 1 equal to d, and A4 minus A3 is equal to d. So since this is the common difference, 2d equal to 14, so d equal to 7. So putting value of d in equation 3, so A11 equal to A1 plus 10d equal to minus 4 plus 10 into 7, that is 70 equal to 66. Okay. So I hope you have understood how you got this. The answer is 66. We'll look into the next question, that is question number 3. In an arithmetic progression, the first term is 3 and the last term is 17. The first term is 3 and the last term is 17. The sum of all terms in the sequence is 70. So first term is 3 and the last term is 17. The sum of all terms in the sequence is 70. Then the number of terms in the arithmetic sequence is. So your answer, option A 7, B 5, option C 9, option D 6, option E 8. Okay. So the answer is option A, that is 7. So how you got this 7? So according to the question, the first term is 3. So A1 equal to 3. The last term is 17. Okay, so we'll give a last term as AN equal to 17. The sum of all terms in the sequence is 70. So if A1 equal to 3 and AN equal to 17, what would be the sum of n terms? That there's a formula, Sn equal to n by 2 into A1 plus AN. N by 2 into A1 plus AN. AN is the nth term. So Sn, that is sum of the terms in the sequence is 70 equal. So what is n? N is the number of terms in the arithmetic sequence. Okay. So sum of all the terms in the sequence is 70. So 70 equal to n by 2 into 3 plus 17. N by 2 into 3 plus 17. So n equal to 70 into 2 by 20. N equal to 70 into 2 by 20. So n equal to 7. So n equal to 70 into 2 by 20, that is equal to 7. So the number of terms in the arithmetic progression is equal to 7. Okay, the number of terms in the arithmetic progression is equal to 7. Okay, so that is how you have got the number of terms in arithmetic progression equal to 7. So 70 by 2. So n is the number of terms in that arithmetic when you substitute in this formula. So you will get the number of terms in the arithmetic sequence. So n equal to 70 into 2 by 3 plus 17, that is 20, equal to 7. So option A. So we'll go to the next question, that is question number 4. If P, Q and 23 is an increasing arithmetic sequence and P and Q are prime numbers, then P plus Q equal to, so if P, Q and 23 is an increasing arithmetic sequence and P and Q are prime numbers, then P plus Q is equal to option A 22, option B 24, option C 26, option D 28 and option E 30. Okay. So what is the answer? Option D, that is 28. So how you got this? So according to the question, so P, Q and 23 is an increasing arithmetic progression and P and Q are prime numbers. P and Q are prime numbers. So if P and Q are prime numbers and P, Q and 23 is an increasing arithmetic sequence, okay, so obviously according, if P, Q and 23 is an increasing arithmetic sequence, so 2 into Q equal to P plus 23. Okay, there is a relation if three variables, that's A, B, C, are in increasing arithmetic sequence, then 2B, so B is the arithmetic mean between A and C. So B equal to A plus C by 2. Okay, so if that is the case, you have 2 into B, 2 into Q equal to P plus 23. Okay, so 2 into Q. So if you are looking at, if we already know that P and Q are prime numbers, so when you look in that way, 2 into 17, okay, so possible numbers of P and Q are 11 and 17. Okay, so the possible number here is 17. P is equal to 11 and Q equal to 17. So whether it satisfies the formula? Yes. So 2 into 17, that is equal to 34, equal to 11 plus 23. Okay, so in that manner it satisfies that. So you should remember that when PQ 3 A, B, C are three-way numbers, consecutive numbers, they are an arithmetic progression. Then B is the arithmetic mean between A and C. So B equal to A plus C by 2. So in that way, you should satisfy it. So 11, 17, 23, 11 and P and Q will have values 11 and 17. So since they are the prime numbers, these are P equal to 11 and Q equal to 17. So P plus Q equal to 11 plus 17 equal to 28. That is option D. Okay. Next is question number 5. The fifth and the seventh terms of a geometric progression are 12 and 48 respectively. The fifth and the seventh terms of a geometric progression are 12 and 48 respectively. Then the ninth term is. So you have option A 162, option B 96, option C 192, option D 144, option E 182. So the answer is option C, that is 192. So in option C, the fifth and the seventh terms of a geometric progression are 12 and 48. Okay. So the fifth term, what is the fifth term? That is A into R raised to 4. That is equal to 12. And the seventh term is A into R raised to 6 equal to 48. A into R raised to 4 equal to 12 and A into R raised to 6 equal to 48. So since the fifth and seventh terms of a geometric progression are 12 and 48, so the fifth terms in a geometry, so what is a? A is the first term and r is the common ratio. A is the first term and r is the common ratio. So a into r raised to 4 is the fifth term, a into r raised to 6 is the seventh term. Okay, so a into r raised to 4 equal to 12 and a into r raised to 6 equal to 48. So you have to find the ninth term. So first you have to find what is the common ratio, r. So you take the ratio between ar raised to 6 by ar raised to 4, which is equal to 48 by 12. This is equal to, so a and a gets cancelled, these two gets cancelled, r raised to 4 and r raised to 6. So finally you have r square equal to, so 12 into 4 is 48, 12. So you have 4, r square equal to 4. So when you take the square root, you will get 2. Okay, so we know that a into r raised to 4 equal to 12. So a into 2 raised to 4 equal to 12. What is a? 12 by 16, that is equal to 3 by 4. 12 by 16, that is equal to 3 by 4. Therefore, the ninth term is equal to a9. What is the ninth term? a9 equal to a into r raised to 8, which is equal to 3 by 4 into 2 raised to, so 2 is a common ratio, a is equal to 3 by 4 into 2 raised to 8 equal to 3 by 4 into 256. Okay, 2 raised to 8 equal to 256. So that is equal to 192. 192. Okay, so that's how. So the ninth term is 192. So we look into the next question. If the roots of the polynomial x cube minus 12x square plus 39x minus 28 equal to 0 are in arithmetic progression, then their common difference is, if the roots of x cube minus 12x square plus 39x minus 28 equal to 0 are in arithmetic progression, then their common difference is, the options are a equal to plus or minus 2, b equal to plus or minus 3, c equal to 0, d equal to plus or minus 1, e equal to plus or minus 6. A equal to plus or minus 2, b equal to plus or minus 3, c equal to 0, d equal to plus or minus 1, e equal to plus or minus 6. The answer is b, that is plus or minus 3. So how we have got this? So what are the roots of the, so according to question, the roots of the polynomial x cube minus 12x square plus 39x minus 28 equal to 0 and arithmetic progression. So let the roots be. So how many roots can be there? How many roots are possible in this equation? Okay, the logic is simple. Now you can see, you see this first term. So what is the degree or order that first degree high order, this first term, that is x cube. So the highest degree or order of this equation, that will indicate the number of roots. So if it is x cube, obviously the maximum number of roots is 3. The maximum number of roots is 3. So we'll if there are 3 roots and they are in arithmetic progression, so let the roots be a alpha minus d. So where alpha is the first term, d is the common difference. Alpha is not the first term. Alpha is the middle term. Alpha is the middle term, and alpha minus d, it is the first term, and alpha plus d is the third term. So alpha is the middle term, that is the arithmetic mean. So alpha minus d, d is a common difference, and alpha plus d, So alpha minus d, alpha and alpha plus d be the terms in which roots of the equation which are in arithmetic progression with their common difference d. Then the sum of you take the sum of all these terms. What you get? Alpha minus d plus alpha plus d. What you get? So you d and get d minus d and minus d get cancelled. So alpha plus alpha, that is 3 alpha equal to 12. Okay, 3 alpha equal to 12. Alpha equal to 4. So how do you get this? Alpha minus d plus alpha plus d equal to 12. How did you understand that this sum of these terms, alpha minus d, alpha and alpha plus d equal to 12? Okay, I will tell you. Now when you look at here, alpha minus d plus alpha plus d. So in this polynomial equation that you see here, okay, the polynomial equation that you see here, this term that is 12, okay, this term that you see here, when you if you are able to if you know very well about this equation, the polynomial equation, when you expand it, that is a plus b whole cube. Okay, or a plus b into b plus c into c plus d. So I mean x plus a into x plus b into x plus c. So this term will be it will be x cube minus a plus b plus x square into a plus b plus c. So that is why how you get here as 12. So that is what you have the 3 roots. So when you generally when you represent a polynomial, say this is of the form x plus a into x plus b into x plus c equal to 0. Okay, so when you expand it, the coefficient of this term x square will be x square into a plus, okay, x square into a plus b plus c. Okay, so if a plus x plus y into x plus b into x plus c equal to 0, x equal to, the roots will be x equal to minus a, x equal to minus b, and x equal to minus c. Okay, so the sum of that coefficient, this 12 is equal to the sum of all the roots. Okay, and here the last term, it will be the product of all the roots. So this second term, the coefficient of this term will be generally it will be 1. So this term will be the sum of all the roots. That is why alpha minus d, the sum plus alpha plus d equal to 12. So 3 alpha equal to 12 and alpha equal to 4. So this 28 is equal to the product of the roots, alpha minus d, alpha and alpha plus d equal to 28. Alpha minus d, alpha plus d equal to 28. So which is equal to, so alpha minus d into alpha plus d equal to 28. So when you take the product, so alpha minus d into alpha plus d, that is alpha square minus d square into alpha equal to 28. So where alpha, here alpha from this equation, so you have 3 alpha equal to 12, so alpha equal to 4. So you substitute for alpha, 4 square minus d square into 4 equal to 28. 4 square minus d square into 4 equal to 28. So you have d equal to so 28 by 4 equal to 7. 4 square minus d square. So 4 square is 16 minus d square equal to 7. So you take d square to the RHS and 7 to the LHS. So 16 minus 7, that is equal to 9. So d square equal to 9. D equal to, take the square root of 9, you have plus or minus 3. That is how you got this option. Option B is plus or minus 3. So in this question, whenever you are given a polynomial, the second term is in the polynomial. So if it is x raised to 4 minus some x cube like that, so x raised to 4, you should keep in mind the coefficient. This is only possible if the coefficient of this term, it is taken as 1. Okay. Otherwise, you just divide that so as to, in order to make it 1. So if it is 3x cube minus 12x square like that, so you divide the entire RHS and LHS by 3, so you will get x cube minus in that manner. So the second term, okay, that it will be the sum of all the roots. Okay, sum of all the roots, and the last term, that is a constant, will be the product of all the roots. Okay, so we'll go into the next question. If an arithmetic progression, in an arithmetic progression, a7 equal to 9, if a1, a2, a7 is least, the common difference is, so in an arithmetic progression, that is, say, a1, a2, a3, a4, etc. up to an, it is an arithmetic progression. If a7 equal to 9, and if a1 into a2 into a7 is the least value, the common difference is, so you have 5 options: a equal to 23 by 20, b equal to 11 by 20, c equal to 33 by 20, d equal to 41 by 20, e equal to 13 by 20. A equal to 23 by 20, b equal to 11 by 20, c equal to 33 by 20, d equal to 41 by 20, e equal to 13 by 20. So the answer is option C. Answer is option C. That is 33 by 20. So option C, that is 33 by 20. So how we have got this answer? 33 by 20. So you are given a7 equal to 9. So a7 equal to 9 means a1 plus. So let a1, a2, a3, etc. an be the arithmetic progression sequence. So a7 equal to 9, so that will be a1 plus 6d. So a1 is the first term, d is the common difference. So a1 plus 6d equal to 9. So, and we all know that d equal to a1 into, so let d equal to a1 into the product of a1 into a2 into a7. So they are having the least value. So if that is the case, you have a7 equal to 9. Okay, a7 equal to 9. So a1, what is a1? Here a1, a7, so a1 plus 6d equal to 9. So a1 equal to 9 minus 6d. So a1 equal to 9 minus 6d. So what is a2? a2 it will be equal to a1 plus d. So 9 minus 6d. So a2 equal to the relation between a2 and a1. If it is an arithmetic progression, a2 equal to a1 plus d. Okay. So what is a1? 9 minus 6d plus d. That will be 9 minus 5d. So a1 equal to 9 minus 6d from this equation. a1 equal to a1 plus 6d equal to 9. So a1 equal to 9 minus 6d. a2 equal to the relation between a2 and a1 equal to a1 plus d. So a2 equal to a1 is equal to a1 is 9 minus 6d. So a2 equal to 9 minus 6d plus d, that is equal to 9 minus 5d, and we know a7 equal to 9. Okay, now you expand this term, you will get 270 into d minus 33 by 20, 270 into d minus 33 by 20 whole square minus 9 by 400. Okay, d minus 33 by 20 whole square minus 9 by 400. So how do you get this? You have to simplify this. You will get, when you simplify this, you will get, so what you need to do is take 9 out of each term. So you will have 9 into 1 minus 6 by 9 into d into 9 into 1 minus 5 by 9 into d. Okay, so 9 3s again. You have to simplify it. You will get this term. Okay, so 270 into d minus 33 by 20 whole square minus 9 by 400 equal to, so this, if this value need to be having the least value, this expression, then this term, that is d minus 33 by 20 d minus 33 by 20 whole square should be equal to 0. Then only you'll have this d will have the least value. So d minus 33 by 20 equal to 0, that is d equal to 33 by 20. D equal to 33 by 20. Okay. So first a7 equal to 9, that is a1 plus 6d equal to 9. Then you have the product of a1, a2, a7 is the least. So a1 equal to 9 minus 6d, a2 equal to 9 minus 6d plus d, that is 9 minus 5d, and a7 equal to 9. Okay, from that you have to get an expression such a way that which only has d term. Okay, you have to expand this. You can, what do you get when you expand this? So you have 81 so 9 minus 6d into 9 minus 5d. So when you simplify this equation, so you will be getting d equal to 270 into d by 33 by 20 whole square minus 9 by 400. So the least value of d equal to d minus 33 by 20 equal to 0, which is equal to d equal to 33 by 20. So next question, if m1, m2, m3 are the arithmetic means between 13 and 67, then the maximum value of m1, m2, m3 up to m20. Okay, so m1, m2, m3 are the arithmetic means between 31 and 67. The maximum value of the product of the arithmetic means m1, m2, m3, etc. m2, 20 is option A 20 raised to 40, option B 40 raised to 20, option C 30 raised to 20, option D 40 raised to 40, option E 20 raised to 20. The answer is B, that is 40 raised to 20. So since 13, m1, m2, etc. m20 and 67 are in arithmetic progression, the sum of the arithmetic means m1 plus m2 up to m20 is equal to 20 into 13 plus 67 by 2. Okay, so this expression, this is from a, this is a formula. So if you have more than one arithmetic mean, the m1, m2, m20 are the arithmetic means. So if this is A and this is B, so generally if A, B, C are in arithmetic progression, and so B will be arithmetic mean between A and C, that is A plus C, C by 2. If the A, B1, B2, B3 up to Bm and C are in arithmetic progression, then the arithmetic mean between A and C will be A plus C by 2 into how much was the number of the arithmetic means between them, that is equal to 20. Okay, ഈ 20 ആണ് 20 അരിത്തമെറ്റിക് മീന് ഈ A1 13-ഉം 67-ൻ്റെ ഇടയിലുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ സം ഓഫ് അരിത്തമെറ്റിക് മീൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ വരുമ്പോൾ 20 ഇൻറ്റു ഫസ്റ്റ് ടേം പ്ലസ് ലാസ്റ്റ് ടേം 13 പ്ലസ് 67 by 2. Okay, if these are the arithmetic means m1, m2, m3 etc. up to m20. So m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus etc. m20 equal to 20 into 13 plus 16 7 by 2. 20 into 13 plus 67 by 2 equal to 800. 13 plus 67 by 2 into 20, that is equal to 800. Since the arithmetic mean, it is greater than the geometric mean. Okay, that also you have to keep in your mind. Always the arithmetic mean is greater than the geometric mean. So m1 plus m2 plus x up to m20 plus m20 by 20, that is arithmetic mean of this 20 terms, equal to is greater than or equal to m1 into m1 into m2 into m3 into m20 whole raised to 1 by 20. So there are 20 terms. So this m1 plus m2 plus up to m20. So why this 20? Because there are 20 terms. So you are taking the arithmetic mean of that 20 terms. And here, since there are 20 terms, so you are taking the 20th root, or m1 into m2 into m3 into m20. That is 1 into whole raised to 1 by 20. So m1 plus m2 plus etc. up to m20 is equal to 800 that you have from here. So 800 by 20 greater than m1 into m2 into m3 etc. up to m20 whole raised to 1 by 20. So that is 800 by 20 is equal to 40. So 40 greater than m1 into m2 m3 up to m20 whole raised to 1 by 20. So when you take the 20th root, when you square both the terms, so 800 by 20, not squaring, taking the, so if you want to get the product m1 m2 m3, what you need to do, you take the 20th exponential on both the sides. So you have 800 by 20, that is 40 raised to 20 equal to m1 into m2 and m3 raised to into m20 whole raised to 1 by 20 into 20, that is equal to m1 into m2 into etc. up to m20 less than or equal to 40 raised to 20. So the maximum value m1 into m2 into m20, the product, that is equal to 40 raised to, the maximum possible value is 40 raised to 20, that is option B. Okay, for option B, this is 40 raised to 20, that is option B. Okay, next question. In an arithmetic progression, if the kth term is 5k plus 1, the sum of first 100 terms. In an arithmetic progression, if the kth term is 5k plus 1, the sum of first 100 terms is A. Option A, 50 into 507. Option B, 51 into 506. Option C, 50 into 506. Option D, 51 into 507. Option E, 52 into 506. The answer is option A, that is 50 into 507. So here you can see, let A be the first term of an arithmetic progression and D is a common difference. So AK, the kth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. So since the kth term is AK equal to 5k plus 1, so kth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. So that is 5k. So you need to get in this form, a plus n minus 1 into d. So k, if 5k, let it be this 1, you can replace it so you have to get in this expression, ak equal to a plus n minus 1 d. So this 5k plus 1 will just rewrite it as k equal to 6 minus 5 or minus 5 plus 6. So you have 5k minus 5 plus 6, that is equal to 5k plus 1. Then so you have this 5k minus 5 plus 6. So a plus k minus 1 into d equal to, you take this 5 out, take it in a bracket k minus 1, so 5 into k minus 1 plus 6. So this ak equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, k minus 1, this is not n actually, this is k minus k. Okay, ak equal to a plus k minus 1 into d. Okay, if it is an, it will be a plus n minus 1 into d. ak equal to a plus k minus 1 into d, k. Okay, instead of n it is k. Fine. Equal to 5k minus 1 plus 6. So you rearrange it. So a plus k minus 1 into d equal to 6 plus k minus 1 into 5. So you compare both the sides, you will get a equal to 6 and d equal to 5. A equal to 6 and d equal to 5. So what is the sum of first 100 terms? So s 100 terms. So n equal to 100. So s 100 equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So n equal to 100. So here that is first 100 terms. So 100 by 2 into 2 into a into 2 into 6 plus n minus 1, 100 minus 1 into 5. So 100 by 2 into 2 into 6 plus 99 into 5. So 50, it is 50 into 12 plus 495. That is equal to 50 into 507. That is option A, 50 into 507. Okay, so that is how you got this expression, 50 into 507.